it's Greg at USP Motorsports. Today we're going to go over our interior LED kit for the Mark V platform. The installation is going to be the same on the Mark V Rabbit, GTI, Jetta, as well as the CC and the B6 Passat. This is how your kit's going to arrive to you. So let's go ahead, we'll open ours up and we'll go over what comes inside. You'll see everything comes in a nice shrink wrap bag. Down here we have the 5 dome lights for the interior. The other LEDs are options. You can select any of the options you want. It's an a la carte feature. If you want to add vanity mirror lights, you'll get the 2 36mm Festum bulbs. If you want footwell lights, you'll get the 2 194 flat style. If you want a trunk light, you'll get the larger Festum style. And if you want the Glovebox Light, you'll get another flat 194 style. Whichever options you choose is what you're going to get. If you just order the standard kit, you'll just be receiving these 5 LEDs. So we'll go ahead and open this up, and we'll go in the back and we'll get started on our install. Before we get started today, I just want to thank Dip Your Car. Once again, they loaned us another one of their project cars. So today we're going to be installing the interior LED kit on their matte navy blue dipped Mark V. The only tool you're going to need to install the interior LED kit is a soft pry tool. This is a product we offer on our website, and it can be used for other installations as well, not just to install the interior LEDs. First thing we're going to do is the front dome lights, which are located right here. In order to access these, we're going to pop this clear plastic trim panel off. So we'll go ahead, we'll stick our soft pry tool in there. And we'll just work it around there and pop the lens off. And we'll go ahead and set it out of the way. Now from there, we're going to have our 2 regular bulbs in there. We'll go ahead and pop those out of there. Now that we have both out, we're going to go ahead and install our LEDs. Just make sure the metal contacts located on the LEDs there are nice and straight to give a good contact. And from there, we'll go ahead and install this one. You're just going to line it up and push it into place. And then we'll go ahead and test it to make sure it works. Now remember, the LEDs are polar sensitive, so if you go ahead and install one and it doesn't work, you simply take it out of the socket. We're going to spin it around and plug it back in. And as you can see, we got our LED on now. Now we'll just make sure the legs are straight on the other one. We'll go to the other side and pop the other side in. And we'll plug it in. From here we'll go ahead, we'll put our lens back on. The way the lens is going to go back on is these tabs got to go in there first, so we're going to install the back side in first and then just push it up and it'll snap into place. And that'll complete our front LEDs. Now we'll move on to the rear.
Sure.
Now we're in the back over here. This whole entire trim piece is going to come off so we can access the 3 rear dome lights. You actually don't even need your pry tool on this one. You can just pull the side over here and work the corner, get that corner, get this corner, and the last one, and the whole housing comes down. From here, you can just pull the factory bulbs out one by one, and we can put our LEDs in. Now remember, they're polar sensitive, so if they don't come on right away, you're going to need to turn them around like that. And we'll go for the next one. And then the last one. shut them off for a second. Pop our light housing back on. Now we'll turn them all on. And our rear lights are complete. Now we're gonna do our vanity mirror LEDs. These are the ones right behind the sun visor. We'll start on the passenger side now. You'll take your soft pry tool, and on the right hand side facing it, you'll go ahead and put it in there. We'll pop the factory one out. From here, we'll release our factory bulb, and we'll install our LED. We'll go ahead and turn it so it faces down. Ready? Mm-hmm. And then we'll test it. And again, the LEDs are polar sensitive. So now we just gotta pop it out. We'll turn it around. Open our light. Once we know it works, we'll go ahead and we'll pop it back into place. And we have our vanity mirror LED. Now we'll go on to the driver's side mirror. Now on the driver's side, we'll go ahead, we'll pry on the left side over here. And then we'll release the factory bulb. We'll put our LED in, orienting the LEDs facing towards the lens. And we'll open it up, make sure it works, which it does. So now we'll just go ahead and we'll pop back in place. And there's our driver's side vanity mirror. So what you're gonna have to do is get your pry tool in on this side here, push in, as you pull down here, and then we'll go ahead and unplug the housing. Now once we have our housing out, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have to open this up to change out the bulb. So using our pry tool, we're just going to pick a corner over here. We're going to get our pry tool under that corner and just come here and release our cover. From here, we can use our pry tool, pop the factory bulb out of place, and then we'll install one of our flat 194 style bulbs. From there we'll go ahead and line it up. And push it into place. Now when you're changing these out, just be careful. Sometimes the factory connectors over here will shift between taking the factory one out, putting the new one in. So you just want to make sure they're making a good contact to the LED. We'll go ahead, take our cover back, line our cover back up, and put our cover back on. Just squeeze the tab so it goes back into place. We'll plug our LED housing back in, and we'll reinstall it. Now we'll go and move to the passenger side. Now we're going to do the passenger side footwell. You're going to want to pry on the side closest to the kick panel over here. And then, just like the driver's side, we'll go ahead and unplug this. We'll open up our light housing here. We'll pop our factory bulb out. Install our LED. And then we'll just bend this tab back. We'll go ahead, reinstall our cover, plug it in, we'll reinstall our light housing. Now we're going to do our glove box light, and you're going to want to start by prying on the left side over here, closest to where the owner's manual sits. You can get it with your soft pry tool. However, if you have a right angle pick like this, it'll make it a lot easier because you have to pry right over here, and there's very little room with this panel here to get in there. So if we just use our pick and we put our pick right in the side just like that, this will come right down. You can get it with your pry tool, but it's a little bit difficult with the angle because of the way this panel comes out here. So we'll go ahead, take our Glovebox light out, and it's going to be the same thing as your footwell light. You're going to want to open this housing up. Open it up here, and same thing. We'll pop our factory light out. Go ahead, we'll install our LED here. And again, just make sure none of these contacts move. They have a tendency when you're taking the factory light out and putting a new one in, these little contacts are a little bit flimsy from the factory, so they have a tendency to move. So just make sure you got a good connection up there. We can bend our tab back here. Reinstall this. We'll plug our light housing back in. And reinstall it. And there's our Glovebox LED.